mentioned the other day that offensively you guys have some limitations, but defensively, I mean, is where you really need to pick it up.
Yep.
What are the areas that you've seen on film that, like, you have to get better?
Great question. I think what we tried to do the last couple days is simplify some things that we're doing defensively and try to get better at those. At the end of the day, if we get stops, then you can get in transition, and everybody's offense is always better in transition. So with that, I think tried to do a few things well instead of a lot of things average. And that means different ball screen coverages, actions off the ball, number of switches, et cetera.
Scott, I guess what were the conversations like in terms of, are we going to play this and that, and then with TCU too having to travel, what were those conversations like, and will it be difficult playing, potentially not a great crowd tomorrow night?
Safety is always first and foremost, but we are blessed having TCU close by, so they'll be able to get in, no problem, and we've had the ice storm. We played Kentucky up in Dallas, and there's been other times where we've been on the road and it's bad conditions. The great thing about the Big 12, they're never going to put anyone in harm's way. So if they tell us we need to do something different, everybody follows suit.
Coach, obviously, what's it like having Michael and his family? Y'all have done this a couple of times now. I mean, have you taken something different away from every encounter that you've had with these children over the past few years?
I tell you, it's a blessing always to see the courage and see the toughness young kids that have battled cancer and cancer survivors. I think for our players and for our staff, it's just an opportunity to say thank you and just let them know how much they inspire us and how grateful we all are that we're able to do what we do health-wise. And I think it's a reality check, too, just that each and every day you're alive is a blessing. 2 arms, 2 legs. Losing's no fun, but being alive and having a chance to play a fun game, that's a blessing.
What did you think of the shoes?
Oh, shoes big time. So anyway, we don't want to screw them up and losing them.
And Coach, you talked a little bit about the weather and the Big 12 telling you guys it's going to be okay to play. But what is your message to fans who might want to try to come out to the game? And of course, you want them here, but safety first.
Safety first, 100%. The good thing is, a lot of our fans live in close proximity, and they'll know right away what the weather's like. The students, a lot of them walk over, and that's it'll be 72 and sunny and in the gym. So if they want to come up, and that's one of the reasons I always think sometimes you go to the north and you get at Iowa State and like why those arenas are so packed when it's -4. Maybe it's the only place with heat in the city. I don't know, but my point is it's going to be warm in here. I know that.
Coach, you guys had a close loss to TCU earlier on in the season.
Yeah.
Obviously, what did you guys learn from that game, and how are you going to use it for the matchup tomorrow?
Well, the good thing about playing teams twice is after the first one, you get a chance to make adjustments and things that you wish you would have tried. Now you can. Doesn't guarantee they're going to work, but at least it gives you an opportunity to make some changes. And then obviously things that did work probably will be a little tougher to work from the standpoint they make adjustments too. But I think it's probably the closest thing you come to, like to the NBA when you got playoffs and you can now, game 1, this is what you do. Now what are your adjustments? And the next one, what are your adjustments? And by the time in the Big 12, if you play someone a third time, really everybody's about out of adjustments. So.
Coach, for the game itself, while the weather is happening, are there any precautions that you're telling the players or you've been told, like if something happens, if the weather does get that bad during the game?
No, we just said make sure we're hot in the gym and shooting well and playing well and focus on that. Again, we're blessed because everything's so close. After the game, most people can walk home if they need to.
And Coach, is there an extra motivation for the players to kind of end that losing streak at home for this game tomorrow?
Well, I think anytime you lose, you don't like it. What happens is when you lose, sometimes you lose confidence and you lose morale. And as a staff, we try to do the best we can, and as a team, we try to do the best we can. And that's what's great about sports, though. It prepares you for life. I mean, there's going to be you're either in a storm, you're going to go in a storm, you're coming out of a storm, and it's the lessons you learn in sports, being on a team through adversity, just like a company going through a bad quarter. I mean, it teaches you how to bounce back and perspective, and we're all blessed to have an opportunity to do something we love doing. At the same time, we want to represent Baylor, we want to represent our fans, and we want to give them something positive to cheer about. I mean, nobody wants to come and watch a team that doesn't win, so we get that, and we'll do everything we can to make that win happen. Unfortunately, there's another team trying to do the same.
Coach, obviously outside of the close loss in the last game, another big conversation was the not so welcome that James got at that game.
Yeah.
This is, your time and the Bears' time to kind of show it and show him that love. What are you saying to fans, and what are you kind of saying to the guys?
Well, I think James after that game it hasn't had any kind of negative presence in our other away games, and I think there's been some great articles just talking about him as a person and what he's about. And I got the pleasure to ask him after the first day of class, what's it like being in college and being a college student? So, I mean, that's kind of cool too.
Scott, obviously you're not going to go from 1-5 to 5-5 in a day or anything. Like,
if you could, I would really appreciate that. Yeah.
do you have to kind of like temper these guys in terms of like not trying to get just focusing on this one game and go from there?
Well, I think that's again, I think in sports you're not successful if you're not doing one play at a time, and if you're not focused on that moment. I mean, we call it going 1-0. I mean, are you going 1-0 on the offensive end? Are you going 1-0 on the defensive end? It's when you get too broad, then you don't take care of what you need in between, and you got no chance for the 5-5 or whatever. So, I mean, right now everybody's just focused on what can we do to win the possession, and hopefully put the best effort we can and get the best results we can, and then keep improving from there. I know. I think our coaching staff has a better grasp of some players' strengths and weaknesses, and try to put guys in positions to be more successful and take them out of positions that maybe they're not. And again, that's the beauty of coaching guys 2, 3, 4 years. You know their strengths, you can work on their weaknesses, but you know what. And whenever you have a new team or guys transfer, it just takes time to figure some of that out. And again, that's why I think most teams that have gotten off to a hot start, they got a good base, they got a good foundation. And that's why obviously everybody prefers to have more veterans of their better players staying around. And so with us, I mean, hopefully we'll be a better team tomorrow than we were last week, and hopefully the next game will be better than we are tomorrow. And that's all we can do, is just improve what we have. And sometimes when you lose, the teams that the negativity and the morale and that, if it becomes high or becomes depressed, then you got no chance. I mean, no one's feeling sorry for you. I mean, we're all blessed to be able to do what we do, and it's our job to win and find a way to win.
Apparently it's also throwback night tomorrow night. Are we going to see, like, are you going to bring some clothes from the 80s or anything? Or?
I do have a suit that's really comfortable, but it's the MC Hammer suit, so I don't know if my wife will let me wear that. It's probably the one suit that still fits after COVID. Thank you, guys.
You know, we're getting the red carpet treatment here, getting to watch Coach Drew and players warm up for the game tomorrow and practice. It's been really cool to get an inside look.
Michael, did you get a chance to hang out with the guys a little bit, and what was that like?
It was pretty fun. We were just hooping.
Nice. And you're a basketball player, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Walter, can you take us through Michael's journey a little bit? Like, was it August 23?
Sure, August 23, life got turned upside down for all of us. He was lethargic and showing signs of just not feeling good. And anyway, he was finally diagnosed after some trial runs with T-cell leukemia, ALL. And what we learned really quickly was that it's very treatable. The problem is the treatment is very difficult and very time-consuming and very arduous. So we learned real quickly to take every day, one day at a time, take it one step at a time. It gets easier as time goes on. The first 30 days were incredibly hard on Michael, especially, and us as caregivers and parents. He got down to a really low weight, and it was scary there for a while. But after 30 days, they expect him to go into remission, and he did. But unfortunately, remission with leukemia means that they think they've got it all, but they're not sure. So you get to do treatment for another 2 years. So that's what he has been going through. Missed the entire 5th grade. He, had a at-home teacher that came, and after the first year, he went back to school for 6th grade, and now he's in 7th grade, and he's back to playing Little League. He's played 2 seasons. He's on the basketball team this year at River Valley for the 7th grade team. He rang the bell 2 weeks ago, so we are extremely grateful. As one of the coaches was out there talking about gratitude, and that is a lesson and perspective that we really glommed onto. We've really learned a lot about ourselves and come together really as a family through all of this.
Walter, here in the back. What does it mean to you that Baylor is doing all this for you and your family?
It's incredible. I mean, it's so nice that American Cancer Society can come together with Baylor, with Coach Drew, and continue this wonderful program that I believe they've been doing for about 30 years, the Coaches for Cancer. Michael and his mom did these shoes that Coach Drew is going to wear tomorrow. But just to be included is really incredible. This is not something you ever want. You never want to be your son to have, to be looked at as the child with cancer and to have to go through what he went through. But if there's any benefits or anything that we've been blessed, it's to have the community of Waco to really rally around us. He's been, focused on the news a couple times, and there's been a lot of people, a lot of local people who have really rallied around our family.
And Michael, the shoes, can you tell me what you and your mom drew on them, and how excited are you that Coach Drew's going to wear them?
I'm pretty excited, and over here we drew the American Cancer Society logo. We drew Sikkim bears. We added green laces. We did play for Michael, and then on this side it says pray for Michael. And then we did Nadia Warriors, is my friend who passed away from cancer. And on the back we did BU.
And the cancer ribbon. We made the Nike swoosh into a cancer ribbon. That was his idea.
Very cool.
Michael, I guess all these players are new to us, but I didn't know if you had spent enough time with them to find a favorite player, and maybe what was your best experience today, just kind of going through all of this?
My favorite player, I think his name is Caleb, and he's just funny. He goofs around a lot.
What was your favorite thing today?
Probably just everything, and just playing around with the players.
Pretty simple question, but what's your favorite part about playing basketball and getting to play with the team today a little bit?
My favorite part about basketball is just like when you get the ball, everybody's just focused on you, and playing with the players was just fun. And
Michael, on the side, you had mentioned that you put a tribute for your friend who passed away for cancer on there. Why was it important for you to include your friend on your shoes?
because she was always saying like, stay positive, keep smiling, and like that just helped me get through it. And I think it would help everybody that got cancer to just, if they kept doing that, they would get through it a lot easier.
Michael, how excited are you to go to school on Monday and tell everybody about this, and what are you going to tell them?
I'm really excited to go back to school, and a lot of my friends are probably going to be really jealous because I got to be with the Baylor basketball team, and it's going to be
What was it like ringing that bell?
just happy, loud, fun that I'm finished. No more chemo.
Yeah, Walter, for you guys as a family, to get that news first of all, and then that moment for you guys as a family, what was that like?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the ringing of the bell was just an incredible experience. You know, it wasn't all pomp and circumstance. It was really just the doctors and the nurses, and then our immediate family and close friends that were able to be there and witness it. And yeah, it took us all the way back to when Michael was first diagnosed. You know, we didn't know anything about cancer and leukemia. This was something that happens to other people, not to us. And I know everybody's heard that before, but it's true. And we really, looking back, those first 30 days are kind of blurry, but they were so, it kind of chokes me up because it's the outpouring of support from our community, friends and family was unbelievable. The overwhelming heaviness of the fact that he was diagnosed with leukemia and we didn't know what that meant. And that first night, we're sitting in the ICU. They're going to admit him. We don't know what any of this means. We don't know if this is something that he can recover from or not. We were blessed to have a wonderful oncologist that was on call the next morning. And she came and explained it all to us and gave it to Michael in very open and honest but terms that he could understand. And we just put our faith in God, and then our faith into that the doctors knew what they were doing, and that McLean's Children's was the place we needed to be, and there was no doubt from the first night we were there until the day we rang the bell that we were glad we stayed in Temple at McLean's Children's and didn't decide to go to Houston or Dallas or to a lot of people were giving us advice that go to a bigger city, a bigger hospital, but the treatment we got and Michael got was incredible. And we got to know every single oncologist, every single doctor, every single nurse at the oncology clinic, because we were there a lot. And like I said, we're just blessed to have, and grateful that we were able to get through it with the wonderful people that helped us get through it.
Walter, for any parents that may see this, do you have any sort of message for them if they're just starting to go through this or in the middle of what y'all have been through?
Yeah, I mean, it's very overwhelming in the first 24 hours, 48 hours, first 30 days. Try and find someone that's been through it. That was very helpful for me as a father to talk to another dad who has been going through it. We were connected with a family who was going through it, and they were a month ahead of us. So they knew exactly what we were looking at, and they were able to kind of walk us through it. And we've been able to do that with other families, and we're always more than willing to talk to other families and share our story and show that the hope's out there. And that you can't get through this. And we're just, again, it's so overwhelming in the beginning. And Gretchen and I, Michael's mom, we really made a conscious effort to look at the perspective and look at the blessings that we had, the time that we had to help him with to be there for his treatment every step of the way. The support from family. Gretchen and I made the conscious decision that I would be the stay-at-home caregiver because of my company's organization, and they gave me all the time I needed to be there for Michael. Not everybody has that. A lot of single parents out there who have multiple children don't have the ability to be there every step of the way for their child, and sometimes we'll see 10 and 12, 11, whatever age the kid is at the hospital without a parent, waiting for the parent to get off work, waiting for a grandparent to come and show up or whoever, and it's heartbreaking. And how blessed are we to be able to be there 100% of the way with Michael. So that's the perspective we found, the gratitude. This runs pretty deep.
Hey, Michael, I'm from Waco. You're from here. We're glad to have you here. I got a couple questions. Best place to eat around Waco?
Masa sushi.
Ooh, from where?
Hewitt Drive.
Oh, it's new? Oh, is it right by the Walmart?
Yeah.
All right, and then next question. We go to the same elementary school. I went there. Who's your favorite teacher at South Bosque?
Probably it was a long time ago, but Miss Cherry.
Oh, I know Miss Cherry. She's a great teacher. That's it for me.
Good job.
Thank you.
Most likely be ready for the pressure, and also just limited some turnover. I believe last game we ended up by coming back, but it was late. We're going to make sure this time they ain't get ahead of us and just, stay the course.
Tunde here in the back. The process of this whole weather that's happening here in Texas, what's been your perspective of hearing about the news and preparing for this?
Honestly, this is my first time, experiencing this, so I ain't got no much to say about it, but all I just can say, I'm just looking forward to the game.
What was it like having Michael and his family here to practice with y'all and hang around?
Oh, it's pretty cool experience just to see how, as a young kid, he could, fight through all those stuff. Nobody, I bet, as a parent, I'm not a parent, but I will assume as a parent, if you're a parent, that you never want to see your kid go through it. You rather go through it yourself than seeing that. But you know, see the smile on his face and how he dealt with it. I have much respect for him for sure.
Tunde, Coach Drew is such a positive guy. I'm guessing that helps, but how do you kind of stay up? You know, you guys are 1-5 in conference. How do you guys stay up? How do you kind of keep it together through all that?
I mean, to be honest, we got to keep it together. You know, at the end of the day, what happened. Obviously, we ain't happy with the results, but you know, the great thing about, you know, basketball and these conferences is that you can't just sit there and just keep thinking about the past, because there's a next game coming. So, you know, I feel like, you know, we have to move forward and just focusing on the next game, or we just gonna keep getting the same result.
Coach said y'all worked a lot on defense in practice. What are the areas that y'all are specifically focusing on, and is it more of an effort thing, or is it just execution of what y'all need to do?
I don't think, just to get back at that, I don't think you can ever question our effort. I feel like we all been fighting. We never wanted to lose, or, you know, we never wanted to just, you know, give up on plays. But I would say more for sure like execution, communication, how we all buy in together. And just, you know, I feel like we do a great job in first halves, and then second half we kind of let it down. But this time is about just, you know, stick together, stick to the plan that coaches put us to, you know, to do, and just start it from the beginning to the end. At the end of the day, I believe, you know, there's a quote that say that it's not about how ahead you are, but how you finish it. So that's what is our mindset now, just locking on how we're gonna finish the whole thing.
Just with how this game went when you guys played TCU last, how much extra motivation is it to get it back, considering how close you guys were? And then, of course, Scott's going to wear the shoes that Michael designed for him. So is there extra motivation to get this win?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we got to get back. We weren't happy at all. Now they're coming to our crib, and, you know, it's time for us to defend our crib. And I believe, you know, they're one of a team that I guess Baylor don't really like, or something like that. So it's gonna be a good game for us, to be honest. And, you know, we trying to take the losers out of our mouth and just be locked in. So this game is a statement game for me and for my team for sure. All right, thank you, everybody.